Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Hello.
So we will start
Yes.
the meeting. It is my great pleasure to welcome you to the 6th International Editorial Board meeting of CMH. I am Sungwon Lee, Director of External Affairs of CASL, and I will be moderating today's meeting. We would like to thank all of our international editors for joining us across different time zones. We have a full agenda and we would like to hear from all of our 22 editors. I will therefore keep the meeting moving and aim to finish within approximately 1 hour. So during the open discussion, I would like to kindly ask the editors to focus on 1 or 2 key recommendations. Thank you for your understanding. To begin our meeting, I'd like to invite Professor Young-Suk Lim, President of CASL, to deliver his opening remarks. Professor Lim, please.
Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us for the Clinical and Molecular Hepatology (CMH) International Editorial Board meeting. I am Young-Suk Lim, currently serving as the president of the Korean Association for the Study of the Liver, CASL. First and foremost, I'd like to extend my heartfelt congratulations to all of you who have contributed to the extraordinary success of CMH. As you may know, most recently, CMH achieved an outstanding journal impact factor of 21.7, placing it second among hepatology journals worldwide and sixth among all journals in gastroenterology and hepatology. This is truly a historic milestone, not only for CMH, but also for the entire hepatology community in Asia. Such an achievement would not have been possible without your unwavering dedication, scientific excellence, and continued commitment to the journal. On behalf of CASL, I offer my sincere appreciation and congratulations to all of you. Thank you very much. At the same time, this remarkable achievement is not our destination. It is just the beginning of a new chapter. As CMH continues to grow as a leading international journal, we must consider how to build on this momentum, further enhance the journal's scientific influence, and address the evolving challenges and opportunities in academic publishing. So today's meeting provides an excellent opportunity to exchange ideas, share perspectives, and discuss the future direction of CMH. CASL remains fully committed to supporting the journal and will continue encouraging outstanding investigators from all around the world to submit their highest quality research. Together, I am confident that we will continue to elevate CMH, expand the global impact, and help shape the future of hepatology. Thank you once again for joining us today. I wish you all a productive, inspiring, and enjoyable meeting. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Lim. Next, it is my pleasure to invite Professor Seung-Up Kim, immediate past editor-in-chief of CMH, to give his opening remarks. Professor Kim?
Thank you for inviting me to this distinguished editorial board meeting. My name is Seung-Up Kim from Yonsei University, and I had the privilege of serving as an editor-in-chief from 2020 and to 2023. It is truly a pleasure to be surrounded by so many distinguished colleagues. I believe that the dedication and expertise and commitment of this editorial team have been the driving force behind the CMH remarkable achievement. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to each of you for your invaluable contribution. There is little more I can add about the impact factor. However, there is one message I would like to leave with you. Authority always comes with responsibility and accountability. A high impact factor is not merely a symbol of prestige. It also brings a greater responsibility to uphold scientific integrity, editorial fairness, and academic excellence. Ultimately, sustaining the authority and the reputation of our journal depends on our collective commitment to this principle. I'm so confident that with your continued dedication and leadership, CMH will continue to strengthen its position as one of the world's leading journals in hepatology. Thank you again for your unwavering support. I look forward to our discussion today and to hearing your valuable ideas. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Kim. So let's go into the meeting. Today's meeting will cover 5 main items. First, we'll hear about the current status and future direction of CMH. Second, we'll briefly review the key recommendations from last year's International Editorial Board meeting and the actions taken by CMH. Third, we will recognize editors leaving the board and welcome our newly appointed editors. The main part of today's meeting will then be an open discussion on strategies to improve the quality, visibility, and citation impact of CMH. Finally, we'll recognize this year's outstanding editorial contributors. I'd now like to invite Professor Won Kim, Editor-in-Chief, who is working so hard day and night for CMH to present the current status and future direction of the journal. Professor Kim.
Thank you for joining us for the International Editorial Board meeting today. As mentioned earlier, we have come a long way and achieved remarkable progress. Since Professors Lim and Kim have already made wonderful remarks on our hard work and dedication, I would like to shed more light on the work ahead of us. We are faced with the challenge of not only sustaining quality beyond the impact factor, but also advancing the excellence of our journal. We have updated the reporting guideline policy and introduced e-location IDs to improve the publication process. We are also currently developing our online e-proof system for the modernization of CMH and greater convenience for researchers. A new section, Advances in Methodology, will be launched in the future to encourage methodological transparency and reproducibility. We are also seeking broader collaboration with colleagues in Europe and the United States. I believe these will help CMH elevate its status and increase international engagement. The road ahead will not be an easy one, though, therefore your continued passion and dedication will be more critical than ever. Let's make our valuable time here today an opportunity to deepen our ties and inspire new insights. Your valuable ideas and opinions have always been the driving force behind the CMH. Thank you once again for your unwavering support and commitment to CMH. Our future of CMH is first to broaden global participation in CMH by deepening engagement with Europe and the United States. Second, to expand scholarly output by transitioning to bi-monthly, specifically 6 times per year, publication with sustained online first. And third, it is to strengthen CMH's position as a high-impact journal by advancing both quantitative and qualitative metrics. Fourth, our future of CMH is to position CMH as a global hepatology journal spanning the clinical, translational, and molecular research. And fifth, to publish influential content that advances practice and drives citations. And finally, it is to strengthen CMH's global impact through faster publication, improved discoverability, rigorous reporting, and AI integrity support.
Thank you, Professor Kim. So let's have a look at the metrics. The acceptance rate for original research articles was 4% last year, and it has fallen further to 1.2% during the first half of this year. This reflects the substantial increase in submissions over the past 2 years. And as submission quality has also improved, the desk rejection rate is in the next slide. The desk rejection rate decreased from 75% to 63%. However, More manuscripts were rejected after review. Overall, the early rejection rate remains similar at 93 to 95%. Despite the growing number of submissions, we have continued to shorten the time to first decision for original articles, reducing it by almost 1 day compared with last year. Highly cited papers last year include topics on MASLD, HCC, alcoholic liver disease, gut microbiome, and gut-liver axis. And I will now briefly review the major recommendations from our previous International Editorial Board meeting and how CMH has responded. Before that, like last year, we'll take a group photo. So are you ready? 3, 2, 1, smile. Okay, thank you very much. So let's have a look at the last next slide, please. So last year, our editors emphasized 7 broad priorities: greater international participation, increased publication frequency, broader journal metrics beyond the impact factor, strategic recruitment of influential content, special issue on emerging topics, improvements in editorial and peer review processes, and better recognition for editors and reviewers. Rather than reviewing every point in detail, I will highlight several concrete outcomes. First, regarding global participation. CMH published a multinational epidemiological study covering alcohol-related liver disease and liver cancer worldwide. This was a good example of expanding CMH international authorship, geographic reach, and public health impact. Not to mention, it was cited 53 times already. Second, CMH strategically recruited an authoritative review on the epidemiology of MASLD. It became the most highly cited CMH article in 2025, demonstrating the value of selecting timely and global relevant review topics. Third, CMH published the 2025 CASL-MASLD guideline. The guideline incorporated the new disease nomenclature, updated diagnostic approaches, and emerging MASH pharmacotherapy. This has further strengthened CMH's role as a practice-shaping journal. Fourth, CMH published a review on panomics in MASLD. This article connects disease heterogeneity, multi-omics, and precision hepatology, and directly reflects the emerging themes proposed during last year's meeting. In addition, CMH has introduced 4 practical improvements: the e-location ID system, a new advances in methodology section, a browser-based e-proof system, a mandatory reporting guideline checklist. I will explain each briefly. The e-location ID provides each article with a stable and final citation identifier from the day of online publication. It removes the need to wait for traditional page numbering and therefore accelerates publication and improves compatibility and discoverability in PubMed. The new advances in methodology section will provide a space for rigorous methodological work involving AI, spatial omics, biomarkers, registry design, and biostatistics. The aim is to promote transparency, reproducibility, and durable long-term citations. The new browser-based e-proof system replaces the repeated PDF and email exchanges. Authors will be able to make corrections directly online, potentially reducing the proofing process from approximately 10 to 14 days to only 2 to 3 days. And finally, relevant equator reporting checklists will be required at submission and reviewed again during revision. Editors and reviewers will also receive compliance information, helping us improve reporting quality and research integrity. Now, we may not have been able to address every recommendation perfectly, but we hope you can see that we have done our best to reflect your feedback and put as many of last year's suggestions as possible into action. And now, we'd like to express our sincere appreciation to the editors for completing their service on the editorial board. We deeply thank Professor Wonil Zhang, Professor Matthew Ye, and Professor Judong Yang. And it is also my great pleasure to welcome our newly appointed section editors, Professor Eslam, Professor Kanto, Professor Tateishi, Professor Kodama, Professor Iwakiri, and Professor Ki, and Professor Zheng. We are delighted to have you join the CMH editorial board and look forward to working with you. So we will now move on to the main part of today's meeting, open discussion. We have invited 22 editors to provide comments across 5 topics. Our first topic is the overall impression and assessment of CMH from our newly appointed editors. Based on your current impression of CMH, what is the major strength of the journal and the area that should be improved? I will invite our editors in the order shown on the slide. Professor Mohammed Eslam, may we begin with you? 누가 있는지 볼 수 있을까요?
그러면 그 민화 친구로.
Okay, then Professor Minhwa Zheng, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you clearly.
Yeah, glad to see all of you here. I think I'm very glad to join the CMH editorial board and to contribute in the future. So it's so happy for me and also very honored. For this topic, I think our journal CMH had made the remarkable progress over the past few years, as we all can see. And the journal impact factor has increased very quickly. And I think it's nearly exceeded the gut, maybe nearing the gut or very hepatology essential. And one thing I think that has impressed me mostly is how about his visibility has increased, especially in our China. And most impressed of me about a lot of colleges around me frequently talk about the CMH, and it has become a very topist choice of their researchers. So when they discuss where to submit their high quality work, and I have found that the CMH has frequently happened, and so I think this reflects the very growing confidence that the researchers have in the journals. And for me, I think another positive sign is the quality of the papers that are published in the CMH. And I have taken this job for a few times, and I have found the quality of the paper has increased, and a lot of it from the international cooperation papers, and also very high quality and well designed studies. And also, as we can see in recent published issues, there are several very good designed paper have published, and it has strengthened the journal's reputation. So with these steps, I think CMH will be moved very stably. And so finally, I would like to congratulate the editorial team for building such a strong international journal. And I think the CMH will be great potential, becomes even more influential. And I'm finally also very happy to continue to contribute to these excellent journals. And I also will encourage my colleagues to submit to the journal. Okay, that's all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Zhang, and thank you for your kind words and welcome. And next, Professor Kanto.
Oh, yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, Professor Kanto.
Oh, yes. Thank you very much for inviting me this important editorial board meeting, because this is the first time to join this group. So I'm really impressed about the CMH journal, and also I want to congratulate the rapid increase of impact factor. 21.1 was really amazing to me, because Japan is next to the Korea. Also pay attention to how the progress of the CMH is, and also really surprised, and also give the biggest credit to the CMH editorial board to get a high credibility of the journal, and also gained a higher, much higher impact factor than the GSH official journals. Really surprised and impressed. And also, I'm really impressed about the quality of the review papers in the CMH because choosing the topic is really well organized and also focusing of the emerging topics. For example, personally, I'm really impressed about a review paper about the HPV infection concurrently with a muscle D, because that is quite complex issue to understand. But from the CMH review paper, I learned a lot and very much, and also organized framework after considering about the current progress about this research field. So I think the CMH has really a top leader for providing the many good review papers in this Eastern Asia region. Not only East Asia, but also CMH need to more publicized to the world. For example, when I came across the JHEP papers in LinkedIn, like that social network, so I would advise the CMH also use such kind of SNH for providing the information about a really important review paper or research paper as well. So again, I really want to thank inviting me as this important editorial board meeting. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Scott, for your modest and kind words. So we'll try to expand our social network system and show the people how CMH is doing. Thank you very much. And next, Professor Tateishi, are you here?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Good morning and good evening. I'm Tateishi at the University of Tokyo. It's my great pleasure to join this editorial board meeting as an associate editor for CMH. As have already mentioned by the other members, I was so impressed to see the rapid increase in the impact factor of CMH in the past few years. And I also have learned much in the previous presentation, as Dr. Kanto mentioned. The review article is most important to increase the impact factor, and you have done a very sophisticated and structured strategy to include highly cited papers and choose the topics. And before this editorial meeting, I have reviewed the CMH in the Web of Science, and because the Korean researchers have contributed much to the development of the research in hepatitis B, and also I found that most cited papers are regarding the MASD, and we also know that in the global perspective, MASD is increasing the attention from any kind of reviewers, any kind of researchers in hepatology society. As associate editor since May, I have handled 3 articles submitted to the CMH, and I was so impressed to the quality of submitted papers because by editor kick, only a small percentage of articles should be referred to me as an associate editor. But from the high standard of impact factor of 21, it's quite difficult to find the appropriate paper of such kind of high quality. I was so honored and pleasure to join this meeting to run as a hepatology researcher to you all, and also I'm very pleasure to contribute the development of CMH. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Tateishi, and once again, welcome. Professor Iwakiri, are you here?
Yes. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Kim. Hi, everyone. Thank you very much for this opportunity to be part of this outstanding and rapidly growing journals. My name is Yasuko Iwakiri from Yale University. I'm a basic and translational scientist studying the liver fibrosis, cirrhosis, portal hypertension, with a particular focus on the liver vascular biology. I think the journal is an excellent trajectory. I have known this journal since Dr. Sunku Beck was the editor-in-chief for so many years, and I've really noticed every effort the editors made to achieve this really outstanding impact factors. And so I really would like to congratulate on this really a remarkable achievement for these journals. So I think the journal is on an excellent trajectory. So I have only a few suggestions or comments. The first, as an AE in liver biology area, I would like to encourage to continue prioritizing highly mechanistic studies with clear clinical relevance, because generally the basic science papers is kind of less cited compared to the clinical articles, but the highly mechanistic and high quality basic science paper is really essential for the excellent journals. So whenever possible, validation using human tissue clinical samples should be really included when we accept the basic science related journals. And it really greatly enhances the translational impact of the work. And secondly, I think clear and informative titles are important. Titles are often the first things readers see, and making them searchable and help increase visibility and citation. And finally, as Dr. Cantos mentioned, we could further expand the journal's presence on social media platforms such as X, Facebook, or LinkedIn. Promoting high impact articles with graphical abstract or visual summaries could broaden readership and further increase journals' visibility. Despite this high quality articles, and this remarkable impact factor of these journals, compared to the Asian country, I feel that the visibility of these journals in the United States is less appreciated. So I think the enhancing the social net, the advertisement of this journal is quite important. Overall, I believe CMH is already moving the right direction, and I'm really looking forward to working with all of you and further such as the strengthen the scientific impact, the international reputation of this remarkable journal. That's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Iwakiri. So balance between basic and clinical research with emphasis on translational research. And once again, the increasing visibility through SNS. Thank you. And finally, Professor Chia Long-Ki, are you here? Maybe not. So we'll move on.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Excuse me. Okay. Thank you for invitation to join the team of CMH. I think most of the journals had the very good performance. I think the CMH is one of them. As most of you know, the Chinese contributed a lot for the journals in the field of hepatology, because I'm also the editorial member of Journal of Hepatology and the Gut, and we can see the data, most of the submission and the accepted paper, even for the Journal of Hepatology or the Gut, most from China. Because I have been the associate editor and work with Von Kim for a couple of months. In the past couple of months, we can still see most submissions for CMH is from South Korea. And I saw very few paper from China. So I think, as you introduced before, the international submission is one of the focus in the future. And also, I want to point out that if we can do something different with the Journal of Hepatology or the gut. I think that's also the question for all of the edit board member. For the Von Kim and for the Castle, what's the difference between the CMH and the Journal of Hepatology or the Lancet Gastrohepatology or the gut? What's the difference? I think maybe the 2 points we can try to explore. The first is if we can pioneer some area. I just give you an example like the PSVD or NCPF consensus just published in Journal of Hepatology and Hepatology. And a couple of years ago, Muscle D published in some international journals. And I think maybe in the future, the CMH and some other journals, especially in Asian Pacific countries, we can pioneer some definition or some frontier of the hepatology. I think the journal had the position, had the ability to pioneer some frontiers. And the second thing I want to point out is a country level collaboration, because CMH is still the official journal of CASL. I think in the most the international like ESO on behalf of Journal Hepatology on behalf of ESO, Hepatology on behalf of the ASLD, and CMH. Can we do more collaboration as you highlighted before? Maybe we can do some collaboration with different countries, especially in the Asian Pacific countries. One of the work we are trying to do with CASL, with KSSG, with Devon June. We plan a joint symposium next year in September with KSSG and CHES, and we try to develop a joint position paper on the liver fibrosis screening in type 2D diabetes. I think this is one of the potential areas to explore the position paper between the different countries in Asia Pacific countries, which is contributed to highly cited papers for the journal. So this is a couple of points from my side. But last but not least, I think I will be the responsible for the associate editor for the cirrhosis paper. Congratulations to all the CMH board member. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Key. So maintaining quality and increasing international diversity and collaboration at the same time, pioneering in certain areas. Thank you very much. So our second topic, we'll move on to the second topic, is sustaining CMH growth beyond the JCR impact factor. What strategy will be the most effective in improving CMH citation performance and responsible use of journal metrics? Professor Wong, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me here once again. Really impressive achievement. I think the team has been working very hard and with good strategy. I think to further improve the citation, we would also encourage the authors, especially those for invited review articles. We may form a team of experts from different regions. So those top journals, in fact, very often they will encourage one author from Asia, one author from Europe, and one author from the US, which in fact can put together the expertise as well as to increase visibility. Another would be to optimize the title. So in fact, we will encourage the article titles to use relatively short title, but the title will include some keywords which highlights the key themes of the article, as well to let these keywords appear repeatedly throughout the abstract. So I think all these will also increase the citation. So that's my sharing. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Wong. Next, Professor Terry Yip.
Hello, yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Great, thank you very much for having me. And of course, this is my great pleasure to work with all of you, with the team, with the journal. And once again, congratulations to the rapidly increasing impact factors. And I'm sure this is definitely a key milestone. And importantly, it is not the destination. And the journal will continue to improve itself to an even better future. So just a few points, I guess. First of all, would be talk about the metrics. So besides the impact factor, hopefully we can also know a little bit more subgroup metrics, like for example, so by article type, so what are the performance of the citation? And I think another important metrics to look into would be who are citing the articles indeed. So we may be able to know the geographical reach of our article published in our journal, and who are really citing, who are the authors citing, who are the countries of the authors that they are citing our articles. That would be helpful in terms of metrics. And in terms of also citation or in the articles itself, so I think I have a minor comments on the graphical abstract. So now I think it is mandatory to have a graphical abstract, so for submission to CMH. But I think the journal that would be helpful if the journal can provide us a template or some little bit guidance on how to make a graphical abstract. And so take reference from our journal. So they usually provide you up with a template with the logo of the journal on the graphical abstract. So I think this would be very helpful for the journal itself to disseminate their own articles and also for promotion, for branding. So I think this can be done. So just a template with the CMH logo in it, and then every authors can use the same templates to make their graphical abstract, and then with some maybe verbal or textual guidance on how to make the graphical abstract better. So that would be a win-win situation. That it is good for the authors and also good for the journals. And finally, with a good graphical abstract, I think it is easier for us to ensure that the articles can really reach most, if not all, of the potential target audience that are supposed to read that particular article. So these are my comments. Thank you very much.
So identifying who cited our CMH and maybe providing guidance in graphical abstract template. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Professor Nungimat?
Yes, hello, can you hear me?
Hello, yes.
Hi, great. So I would like to share just 2 slides. I hope you can see the slides. So I think I share similar thoughts as Terry, because I was wondering why the journal is so successful. And of course, not just because the authors and the editors are really hardworking and outstanding, but I think we also want to see the continual rise. So I think it's good to look at the breakdown. So this data is just generated from the Clarifate journal citation reports. So you can see that the top 20 journals that cite the CMH papers, actually about 23% are CMH own citations. And then the other ones are from the scientific reports and some International Journal of Molecular Science, BMC, Gastro, APT. And in terms of the more, the journals that are higher impact factor than CMH, they actually account for a relatively small proportion. So the top journals that cite us are ourselves, and also the lower impact factor journals. So, and also by country and region, you can see that the top 3 countries that cite CMH is South Korea, China, and USA. We do see much less citations from Europe. And in fact, I have heard some European leaders, they have heard quite little about CMH, despite being such impactful, but they still have some reservations to publish in it because it's a relatively new journal, but we have been doing so well. So I think we should do something to involve authors from Europe especially. And then you can also look at the article type. So the article type that received the most citations is actually review articles and other types, for example, editorial, letter to editor. But in terms of original articles, it is actually a minority. So after learning these metrics, I think I would like to propose a few things to improve the citation strategy and also responsible use of journal metrics. So firstly, I strongly believe that we should continue to press on impactful review articles. But in order to improve the visibility to especially European authors, and we should try to co-publish with these other leading journals. For example, JHEP, Hepatology and Guts. For example, the Methyl nomenclature paper, it was it was jointly published at the same time in both ESO, in both JHEP and also hepatology. So I think we should consider exploring this. And also we can invite some prominent groups from the less hot countries like European region to submit original papers, because you can see that as most papers that are highly cited are review articles, we should try to increase impactful papers that are original studies that generate original data. And thirdly, I do think methodology papers and protocol papers would also be highly cited, especially before the trial results are available. The methodology papers are also can be very impactful. And lastly, while I think it is good to increase the impact factor, but you can see that almost 1/4 is from CMH inside within journal citations. I think it would be, we can consider whether we should put a cap on self-citations and within journal citations. I don't think that would be a problem for the journals' continued rise, because we will have more citations from other journals, but maybe it's a time for us to consider putting a cap on the within journal citations. And in terms of improving article level visibility, I agree with other previous speakers that we should make a standardized format for the graphical abstract and consider to have an in-house graphical abstract designer. And some journals also use video or audio abstracts that can, people, if they don't have time to read, they can just listen or just watch a 1-minute clip, then they can already grasp important points of the journal or the paper. And we can also consider to have some sessions of certain landmark papers from our journal in international meetings, such as landmark highlight paper session or academic debate session. And lastly, I do think we can consider having a year-end review series to summarize the most impactful papers that were published in CMH throughout that year. So that's all that I would like to share. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Matt. So, like Professor Iwakiri and Professor Won Kim suggested, expanding to the US and Europe is very important for us in the future. So, Professor Sukoyan, are you here? What about South America?
I'm here, yes. Okay, thank you for this opportunity once again to join this beautiful and successful team. So my number one comment is, again, congratulations. It's very, very rewarding for all of us to see not only just a figure and impact factor, but the trajectory of the journal. We have been seeing the continuous growth, the continuous excellence, which is the most important thing to keep science, to keep rigorous, to keep good papers on track. So this is my number one comment. Number two, welcome to the new associate editor. Some of them are good friends, so thank you for joining us, and I'm very happy to have all of these new editors and very, very nice people on board. Number three, I agree with all of the things that has been said, because all of these strategies are really important, from the visual abstract to having more clinical papers, more rigorous papers. So the only thing I would suggest to consider in order to keep the visibility of the journals, and also to make the journal even more international, is perhaps considering to add toolkit series on clinical aspects for the big or major diseases. For instance, me as a part of an expert of muscle D, to provide the clinical community a kind of toolkit manuscript once a year to consider some key issues. For instance, not only for liver pathology interpretation, but also for genetics interpretation, or whatever it is, the things that clinicians are really, really interested in. And also, as brilliantly Professor Mack says, some kind of white papers on methodology, because these kind of papers also help to increase the impact factor and the cross-national visibility. So I think everything has been said here is very important, and I'm happy to help with anything you need. So thank you again for this opportunity, and again, congratulations.
Thank you very much, Professor Cohen. Next, Professor Zhu Dongyang. Professor Zhu Dongyang may not be here today. Okay, let's move on. So we'll move on to the next topic. Thank you for all those practical and thoughtful recommendations on the second topic. Our third topic is attracting influential submissions from international investigators. What is the most practical way for CMH to attract high-impact global submissions and strengthen its international author network? Professor Joseph Lee?
Yeah, good morning. Yeah, it's good morning here. So it's probably good evening in Asia. So this is really one of the topic that everybody wants to discuss. Then I mean there are many ways to do it. So I can only tell from my experience. So one of the way we can attract more KOL engagement, the key opinion leader engagement into our journal, maybe so maybe just using some. I mean it's really we need to identify the key opinion leader first. So one of the way we can do is just I'm thinking of using the NIH in at least in America's NIH funding mechanism. So NIH is funding one of the funding mechanism is just funding the large scale project that combining clinical study and the basic research together. It's called the SPORE. So this is only for the cancer. Unfortunately, I don't have any other the funding mechanism on other field of the liver disease, but since I'm in the cancer center, I can only tell from my experience. So there are a few groups that are running this program at the end, also at MD Anderson here, and also in the UT Southwestern. So there are the key leaders of each field, and they are highly clinical, and also as well as the have good combination with the good integration with the basic science. I think if we can reach out to them and then they get some we can also ask them to introduce their research program to the journals, so that I think they will give them they make their project highly visible, and also the engaged into the editorial mechanism, so that I think they can spread out all of this. I mean, this CMH is already highly visible to the field, but it can also make it more visible. So I think that's the thing that the way I can just think of. And other than that, I think the journals editorial board are doing a really great job attracting the key opinion leaders to the journals.
Thank you very much, Professor Lee. Next, Professor Jianbao Fan, please.
Hello, good evening and good morning, everyone. It's my great honor. As a top-tier K1 international peer-reviewed journal focusing on hepatobiliary clinical and molecular research, CMH has sustained growth in impact factor and academic influence in recent years, with a core mission to disseminate cutting-edge multidisciplinary research on hepatobiliary disease worldwide. To further innovate the journal's global academic study, expand high-quality manuscript source, and optimize the geographical diversity of public research, I propose a systemic submission promotion strategy centered on three core dimensions: high-value KOL engagement, specialized conference cooperation pipelines, and global geographical submission layout optimization. This strategy aims to break regional submission imbalance, continues absorb high-impact original studies, meta-analysis, and guideline-related research from across the globe, and consolidated the journal's leading position in global hepatology research dissemination. In summary, attracting high-impact global diverse field submission is a core path for CMH to follow enhance its international academic status and achieve high-quality development. Through the three-dimensional strategy of precise QAR, high regional engagement, multi-level conference manuscript incubation pipelines, and global geographical diversification layout optimizations, the journal can effectively break the bottleneck of regional single submission source, continues to gather high-quality research achievement from global hepatology fields, and enrich the diversity and innovation of the journal manuscripts. It's my comments. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Professor Fan. So increasing diversity is our way to go for us. So thank you. And Professor Paul Cole, please.
Good morning, or good afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. For me, it's morning. Thank you so much, and congratulations. This was really just tremendous and very pleasant surprise that the impact factor rose as it did, and just congratulations. Really honored to be a part of this hardworking group of individuals. How we can let's just now transition to the topic at hand here, which is attracting high-impact global submissions. My belief is that there are twofold. So let's just talk about high-impact global submissions. My opinion is that as you invite KOLs, and I think a logical venue where you can engage individuals is obviously at the CASL meeting, which was just completed. But you can invite individuals, state-of-the-art talk. And with that invitation, you can also invite a state-of-the-art review as well. And I personally think that to improve the visibility of CMH, I think it will be helpful if the editors began, particularly for younger individuals, with podcasts, in addition to some of the other media. I saw on the website you have some video abstracts, which are nice, but doesn't really get into the detail. And I think for some of the papers that are highly cited, I think trainees and practicing clinicians would really be happy to hear a nice, robust discussion. Dr. Lim, you could lead the discussion, or whoever the editor is could lead the discussion. And I think that that would also, in addition to raising the visibility of CMH, I think will be a nice complement to these submissions. I think also conference pipelines. I think that you could create, if you see a presentation, it can be at CASL, but it can be at Apostle, it can be at EASL, that we should not be shy about saying, hey, we have a very high impact factor. We would love your article, and particularly if it is, in my opinion, a clinical trial or an area where perhaps we haven't had as many submissions. I think we could even, although our turnaround times are very quick, we could even just let everyone know that we have a very rapid turnaround or we can prioritize these. This could also be for original research that's presented at CASL, the highest rated abstracts. I think we should invite these individuals to submit their work to CMH if, when we review presentations, we feel that the work has made novel contributions. I think those will be important. Geographic diversification, as I said, my own opinion is that we all need to get out there and network. Next in Denver, but there's lots of different meetings out there, and just let everybody know that CMH mission is really to educate the entire world, not just Asia.
Thank you, Professor Cole. So it's network. And by the way, the ASLD at the ASL 2026 liver meeting, they're opening a space called a Global Liver Hub, and we're trying to advertise CMH in ASLD, and we'll try our best in that space. Thank you very much. Professor Terence Kinwa Lee.
Yes, good morning and good evening. I'm Terence from Hong Kong. So first of all, I'd like to congratulate the success of the CMH this year. So a few suggestions for the KOL engagement. First, we can invite some outstanding scientists across different geographical diversities, as mentioned by Professor Mack, that especially can recruit some outstanding scientists from Europe and serve as the associate editor. And also we can introduce some kind of the topic editors in very burning fields, timely areas, for example, in the MAPOD, pathogenesis, anti-fibrosis research, neurohepatic biology, and immune resistance. And also we can provide some awards to some kind of the outstanding researchers from different global, and they will contribute to special issues. And also we can do the same to the early researchers. So from different diversities, you can also provide the early career scientist award from this panel. And we can also ensure some geographical diversity among our editorial board members. And in addition, I suggest the associate editors can select reviewers, not only the editors, select the reviewers from different geographical regions. And then they can help from become more familiar with our journals, and with the long term can encourage future submissions. And about the conference pipeline, I'm sure we can. I'm not sure whether we can organize the first liver conference specifically to our journals. For example, we can have this meeting in Korea, Japan, Singapore, China, or even in Hong Kong. And if not, we can instead sponsor or promote the journals at some conferences in different regions. And editors and associate editors can highlight our journal, for example, at the end of their presentations, try to increase the visibility. This is something that I did when I attended international meetings. At the end of my slide, I actually promote the CMH and said, okay, as mentioned by the previous presenter, that this journal is good with a high impact, and then we welcome for the submission. And lastly, I'm happy to continuously to work with this journal and looking forward to the continued success of this journal. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Lee, for promoting CMH so actively. And these suggestions, I think, will be very helpful in developing KOL engagement and international outreach strategies for CMH. So let's move on to our next topic. Our fourth topic concerns the content portfolio for 2027. Which emerging topic or publication format should CMH prioritize in 2027? Professor Kawaguchi?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Good morning or evening all. And first of all, congratulations on the great success of CMH. I'm truly honored to be joining the editorial board meeting today. Since my specialty is muscle D, and I'd like to share some thoughts of that perspective. And then first, I'd like to propose a special issue focusing on clinical trials in muscle D and MASH. And because we are entering a new era of pharmacotherapy, and many promising phase 2 or 3 trials are ongoing, including glucagon receptor agonist, FGF21, and PAM-PPER, and G, and so on. And regarding consensus statement, I'd like to suggest developing an international consensus of multidisciplinary care pathways for muscle D by hepatologists, diabetologists, and cardiologists. And then finally, for emerging topics, I would choose the MetLD management or the impact of ultra-processed food on gut-liver axis, because they are highly debated in global trends. And that's my ideas. I hope my ideas can be any help of future growth of CMH. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Kawachi, for the nice ideas. And next, Professor Nishida.
Hi. Good evening and good morning. Everybody hear me?
Yes.
I'm Yoshida from Kinder University, and I'd like to congratulate everybody on the remarkable success of CMH, and especially I want to express my respect for the great effort to all HR members. And so regarding the emerging topics, as already Professor Kawaguchi said, I also think there are remarkable progress in the field of MASUD and ACC, especially on their treatment. So this topic will still attract many people. And for example, the focusing the regional difference in the MASH and MASUD, including its epidemiology and clinical practice, would be a good topic. And because in the Asia, especially in the East Asia, a considerable number of the patients can develop liver fibrosis without remarkable obesity. So this may attribute to the lean diabetes, a low muscle volume in the elderly, and genetic factors. And another important point is that many patients in Asia have more than one cause of liver fibrosis, for example, the hepatitis virus and several drugs and alcoholic use. So these may overlap in such patients. So therefore, the risk stratification of ACC in such patients should be important. And probably another good topic is HCC related, such as biomarker for the HCC treatment. And this could attract a lot of interest too. And it may also be useful to focus on the treatment of less common type of liver cancer, such as the combined ACC or liver cancer with a stem cell future. I think these topics will interest to the many readers and could make a good special issue, making CMH more unique. It's my sharing. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Nishida. Next, we'll hear from Professor Antonio Bertoletti.
Yeah. Hello, hi. Thank you very much for the invitation. I hope you can hear me. Well, first again, congratulations. Really nice achievement. Second, I want to say that, I've been working with you and, let's say, reviewing different papers. It's been a real nice work, and I'm really impressed by the rigor of your work. And I have to be honest, I'm very happy to see that the Impact Factor is following this real severe judgment of the quality of the work. Okay, for people that don't know me, I'm working basically on viral hepatitis, mainly immunology of hepatitis B. And as far as concerned, I would say sort of special issue emerging topics. I just want to say that for hepatitis B is a really interesting period. There are new treatments that are coming, that they have shown already some really efficacy, clinical efficacy. I would say most of these clinical trials that show efficacy of a new drug based on siRNA or antisense, they're really been done mainly in Asia. So with patients that are mainly Asian, with, I would say, PI and groups that are mainly in Asia. So I do think there is a lot of potential here. There are a lot of unknown, because, for example, I have to say that the mechanism of this new drug and why some patients are responding and others are not responding are really open issues. There are, I do think, possibility, maybe not immediately because still we don't know a lot, but maybe in 1 year time, there could be possibility really to be the first to do some sort of special issue about, we say, these new combinatory drugs, antisense, vaccine plus siRNA and interferon, the effect of interferon that seems to come back again. But my message is it's an interesting period for viral hepatitis B. And the viral hepatitis B is a main, I would say, problem in Asia, and also is where now the clinical research is mainly done. So I do think CMH has a great opportunity to do some also special issue or, let's say, some emerging topics. There are, I would say, some ideas now that maybe the humoral immunity has been a little bit neglected in viral hepatitis. Maybe this is something that is new. So I do think on viral hepatitis, there could be really some interesting space for the journal. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So new pipelines once again, especially in viral hepatitis B. Thank you very much. Next, Professor Salvatore Piano.
Hello, everybody. And first of all, I join the others in congratulating all the editorial team for the great achievement in terms of impact factors and for also improving the visibility of the journal. So regarding special issues, I think that one hot topics that may deserve an entire special issue is the management of ACC in the area of precision medicine, because here for sure we would have several aspects to be included, from the molecular phenotyping of the cancer, specific immunotherapy, biomarkers, but also the surveillance of cancers, and looking also at the metrics that you have shown. This is one of the topics receiving more citations. While regarding emerging topics, I think that from my field, that is cirrhosis, the concept of recompensation is quite new and is really a hot topic to be considered to be covered. There is another topic that is a little bit far, but it will be the future, that is liver-targeted gene therapy. You know that nowadays we have some specific adenovirus-related gene therapies for some genetic diseases, but I think that in the future we will have something more, and we may be one of the first to covering this issue in a liver journal. And the other emerging topics to me is certainly the early screening for chronic liver disease. You know that we are working a lot in Europe, but also in Asia. I know that there are a lot of initiatives for detecting earlier patients with chronic liver disease, and I think this is another interesting topic to be covered.
Thank you very much, Professor Piano, and to our editors for providing strong ideas. So we'll take into our mind when we plan the 2027 content portfolio. Our final discussion topic is editorial workflow and experience in the AI era. Professor Komori, may we begin with you?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, congratulations, first of all, for the year-by-year jump or leap to the higher state of the impact factor. So as for me, as for the kind of the section editor of autoimmune hepatitis and cholestatic liver diseases, I would like to have the comments for kind of editorial workflows. As for reviewer recruitment, especially for the reviewer to the papers that are non-viral or kind of the autoimmune liver disease or something, AI algorithm for international reviewer recruitment, especially from Western countries, is well appreciated. And as for AI disclosure, a confidential minimal use of linguistic editing of the review text or others, such as bibliographic cross-checks, should be acceptable with transparency and accountability that align with probably author policy. And lastly, a recognition for editors and reviewers beyond the position for ORCID or Web of Science. I'm thinking about claiming CMA credit in some countries, kind of that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Professor Komori. Next, Professor Valerie Chu.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, everyone, if you can hear me. I'm sorry, I kind of joined the meeting a bit late because I thought it's 10 p.m. Singapore time. It turns out to be 10 p.m. Korean time. It's actually 9 p.m. Singapore time, so I just logged in. I'm sorry, and again, congratulations for your achievement on the impact factor. It was excellent. And I think my view on AI for reviewer recruitment is very useful. I think I tried using it, like I just copy and paste the title of the manuscript and I ask AI to provide me a list of reviewers with the email address. I think sometimes it's really helpful, but for me, I still Google every paper, like with the keywords and try to find relevant reviewers. So I think it's useful to try to shortlist some reviewers, but at the end of the day, I still read the paper from the Google search and then to find more relevant reviewers. So somewhat useful, but in the end of the day, I think reviewers still need to screen to what AI suggested because sometimes they don't really suggest very good reviewers. Some are relevant, some are not. As for disclosure, I think we will encourage reviewers to disclose whether they use AI in reviewing the manuscript. I think we should tell them it's big no-no to upload the entire unpublished manuscript into the AI platform. Like for example, you upload the whole thing into Claude. I think this is no good because it's unpublished data. Even though I tried asking AI, they told me that they will not use this information as a public knowledge. So at the end of the day, actually this knowledge will not be into the public pool, even though, we try to protect the unpublished data. So I don't think it's a big issue, but they should disclose it. And we try to discourage them from uploading the entire unpublished manuscript into the AI platform. So that's my view. As for reviewer recognition, I think many journals have discussed about this issue. Whether or not we can give them certain certificate if they review more than 3 papers for us. And another way that I think would be helpful is maybe we give them some discount if they review more than 3 papers. If they ever publish with our journal, give them a 20% discount in the publication fee or something like that. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Chu. Next, Professor Shuji Terai.
Okay, Shiterai from Niigata University. Firstly, congratulations. It's a big impact factor achievement. And AI now is sometimes a discussion as a meeting and AI ethics program. Yeah, to finding is a reviewer it is very much useful. And to know knowledge is also that is useful. But it's depend on the publisher is the rule and ethics is very dramatically now changing time we have to very carefully and ethics program and especially because it's a review process we have to take care. I think that is very, very important step. And of course, to sharing the knowledge, and that is very useful thing. But the unpublished paper is a reviewing processes, ethics and rule is very different between the publisher. And we have to taking care and getting information is very important step. And that is my opinion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Terai. And finally, Professor Tai Chung Sen, are you here?
Yes, I'm here.
Hi.
Hi, hello. So, good morning and good evening for everyone. I think I'm probably the last editor. So, I have a few slides, so maybe I can share my slide with you.
Sure.
Okay. So, yeah. So I think the title is do I use AI as a reviewer or as an editor? So first, as a reviewer, usually I only use AI to do my English editing. Yeah, because it is our responsibility now to upload everything. So AI actually is only help me to make my English sound better. And as an editor, I think the question is that can we use AI to select the reviewers for us? So I think that the submission platform has already provided some information. I think probably based on the keywords, so that they can provide some reviews for us to pick up. I think that information sometimes help. And can we provide more information to AI so that they can help us to select the reviewer? I think probably not, because it is still confidential to provide not to provide too much information to AI. But for an editor, the main problem for me is that many we call it very famous researchers. So when I invite them to review our paper, I often receive they often decline my invitation. So I think that's a little bit problem. So although I know the CMH is getting more and more famous, we are getting higher impact factor, but maybe they are not still familiar with our journal. So that's a little bit problem. That's a really big problem. So I just have an idea that maybe we can invite this, we call it this senior reviewer, so that we can provide an option. That is that maybe when you ask them to help us to review a paper, maybe you can ask them. So you can also invite a young researcher like his postdoc or something like that to that earlier career reviewer, so that they can review it first, and as a senior reviewer, you can mentor the code review, so that, and I think these young reviewer, they can also get some credit, and they can learn more information, and most important of thing, they can list their name on the review, so that we can learn, oh, okay, this review is first done by this one, and it sounds very good. And although it is called a review by his senior researchers, but maybe we can invite him or her to be our next reviewer. That's something like a early career review. That's my idea. Maybe we can think about that. And what can AI help for our as an editor? I think I'm not sure if we have some tools to help us to detect if there is AI generated reviews. I know that AI is right now is very, very useful. Yeah, so sometimes if the review is really busy, they can just put everything on the AI so that they can generate very good reviews. But I'm not sure if there is some tools could help us to detect. If we have this detection, maybe we can ask the reviewer to make sure if this review is really comes from his own mind or just AI generated. And that thing that as an author, I think in many journals, they have the option for the author to provide some recommendation for favored or unfavored editor. So it's just my idea. Maybe CMH can also have this kind of option. Although right now we have the recommendation for the favor or unfavored reviewer, but maybe we can do this on editor. So that's my opinion. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Cheng. And we have now heard from all 22 editors. Thank you for your very novel and nice ideas. Please bear with us for 3 more minutes as we move on to the final part of today's meeting. So it's the Best of the Best Awards, recognizing editors who made outstanding contributions to CMH. The first award goes to Professor Lung-Yi Mak, who handled 11 manuscripts during 2025 and 2026. Congratulations, Professor Mak. The second award in this category goes to Professor Terence Kinwa Lee, who handled 9 manuscripts. Congratulations. And for articles receiving the greatest number of citations, Professor Vincent Wang. The article he edited received 683 citations. Congratulations, Professor Wang. And Professor Takumi Kawaguchi received 49 citations. Congratulations, Professor Kawaguchi. The editorial office will contact all award recipients separately regarding the awards. So just before closing, I would also like to announce and invite everyone of the CMH editorial board team. We have a lunch during the ASOD liver meeting this year. The lunch is scheduled for November 7th, 2026 in Denver. So further details will be shared by the editorial office. We hope that all of you will be able to join us in person. And this brings us to the end of today's meeting. On behalf of CMH and CASL, we'd like to thank all of our editors for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you again next year and hopefully in Denver this November. Good night, good morning, and have a wonderful day. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
See you all next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, good night. Yeah.